Let's dive into the in-depth details of continuous delivery. 3, 2, 1. Let's dive into continuous delivery and get into the details. A good question that maybe comes to mind if you haven't had a lot of experience with continuous delivery is, why are we doing this? What problem does continuous delivery solve? And really, it is the Kaizen problem. I talked about it earlier, how Kaizen is a concept that means continuous improvement. So continuously improving what you're doing to make it better. And in order to do that, you have to have automation. And in order to always improve, you have to have a set of quality controls. So you need to test your code automatically. You need to have an infrastructure that's idempotent or able to be deployed over and over again. And the deployment itself has to be automated so that you can deploy it to whatever environment you need to. So in practice, the way this works is a developer is busy doing their work, and they push their code into source control. So right here inside of GitHub, depending on what branch you push your code into, it'll trigger a change in the build server. Now the build server would then go through and test the code to make sure that there's no bugs, maybe lint the code. Also, it would look at the infrastructure as code using Terraform or Pulumi or CloudFormation or whatever infrastructure as code service, and then provision that particular cloud. Once that cloud is provisioned, maybe nothing has to change because there's no infrastructure changes, but they could. Then you have this particular environment ready to go, and you can test out your changes. Likewise, if it was getting closer to production, maybe you would merge the master branch into the staging branch. What would happen again is it would trigger a deployment process. You would test your code, lint your code, do infrastructure as code. Oh, there's a new change. Maybe there's a more powerful database that would get provisioned. And then you could do some kind of a load test, right? Maybe in the staging environment, this would be where you would want to do some performance testing and determine that your application could accept 100,000 users. Once you've done that, then you could merge again from staging to production and then automatically deploy those changes to your user. So really the process of continuous delivery is in a way really intuitive. You're always making things better. It's completely automatic. There's not a human involved at all. The only place the human's involved is the human is making the changes that originally go into the source control repository. After that, there's no humans involved pushing buttons, making changes in a different location. So this is a great way to really basically do a quality control checklist for continuous delivery. If this is completely separated from humans, then you know you have continuous delivery. If humans are involved in any of these steps here where it's required for a operations person to provision a machine, or somebody in QA has to change some things around or change a configuration, you don't have continuous delivery. Continuous delivery means that your code is always in an improved and deployable state. It doesn't necessarily mean that you went directly to production, but you could. And that's really the advantage of using continuous delivery, is this automated way to constantly improve things and in a speedy way get new changes to your customers.